Hi everyone, I'm back and today I'm going to show you all how to make dressing. Not just any old dressing, guys. I'm going to show you how to make Gina Young's holiday dressing. Here's what you will need. You will need, over here I have 2 bags of croutons, all right? And this is Pepperidge Farm. You can use any name brand that you would like. Just make sure you get 2 bags, all right? You will need chicken broth. You will need butter and parsley flakes, 2 cans of cream of chicken. If you don't like cream of chicken, hey, feel free to use cream of mushroom. You will need salt and pepper, Maggi pollo, onion powder, ground sage, garlic powder. You will need jiffy cornbread mix. You will need 4 stalks of celery, chopped fine. You will need 1 large onion chopped fine, 1 large green bell pepper chopped fine, and over here you will need 1 large garlic clove just smashed. And I just have a couple slices of onion. This is just 1 stalk of celery and just a few pieces of green bell pepper. And I'll show you what we're going to do with this. We're going to do something special with this. So I'll just set this aside. Now, the first thing that I would like to do is let's go ahead and let me show you something. With these turkey wings, these are smoked turkey wings. You can tell where I've scored them with a knife so that they'll be easy to fall apart, okay? It will help with the cooking process. All right, so we're gonna put that in this pan that I have over here. I have my favorite wok that I love to use for absolutely everything. We're gonna make us a turkey broth, guys. And this turkey broth is going to be put into our dressing. Oh yeah, I'm not just putting water in there, guys. I gotta make me some turkey broth. And that's what we're gonna do here. All right, so we're gonna put the smoked turkey wings in. Feel free to buy turkey tails, turkey necks, whatever meat you like, use that meat. If you wanna put giblets in here, this would be the time. All right, so let me pour off a little bit of this water. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, the reason for me pouring some water off is because I need room for this chicken broth. I'm going to put this chicken broth, this whole container of chicken broth into our water and our smoked turkey wings. Put that in there. We're going to make one beautiful broth, guys, and this is how you do it. Trust me when I tell you this. Okay? Now, with those roughly chopped vegetables, which was 1 smashed large garlic clove right there. Just throw it on in. And this is the butt end of the bell peppers. I just kept it so we can put that in there. That's all of this is flavor, guys. This right here is Flavor Town for real. You hear me? All right, so let's put that onion in there just like so. And the celery. Now, we're gonna season this up, everyone. Let's come over here towards our spices. We're going to grab some Maggi pollo, some onion powder, garlic powder, and black pepper. Let's bring it over here and we're going to season up our broth. All right, and I'm turning this on a medium high so we can get this to a roiling boil. All right, we want to bring this up to a roiling boil so that this meat can start to get very tender and start to fall right off of this bone. So now let's season it. Garlic powder, put your nice amount in, guys. Don't be afraid to season. Only season you have to worry about is salt. All right, I like to say that a lot because it's true. You don't have to worry about these others. Anything that has salt in it, that's the one you have to worry about. That was black pepper and garlic powder. All right, let's go ahead and put us some onion powder in. I love onions. All right, and then we're going to put some Maggi pollo. Put it right on in there. Now this right here, oh my goodness. Now that's going to taste good. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to mix this around a little bit, and we're just going to let it go. Hey, and we're not going to worry about it. Just let it cook down. Make a beautiful broth. You'll start to see where your meat is getting really tender, and you'll be able to see the bone where the meat is actually falling off the bone. And then I'll show you what we're going to do next with this. But just keep this on medium high and let it go, guys. All right, so the next thing over here at the next burner, I have this pan that has a little bit of butter, a little bit of oil in it. And what we're going to do, let me grab my vegetables. We're going to grab our vegetables, which is our celery, onion, and green bell pepper. And we're going to turn that on medium high. We're going to put this in here just like so. All right? And we're going to saute this until the onions get nice and translucent. All right? And translucent is where let me fix my camera a little bit. Translucent is where the onions begin to turn a clear color. All right? And the celery and green pepper will turn nice and soft on you. All right? So we'll let this go for a while until it gets translucent, and I'll be back and I'll show you what we're going to do next. Okay, everyone, let's peek in at our celery, onions, and green bell peppers, and it's done. It's cooked for about 7 to 8 minutes, and this is exactly what I'm wanting. See that? See how our onions are nice and translucent? All right, I'm going to put this on a plate and let it cool down. All right, so okay, so here's what I do during the holidays. What I like to do is the night before Thanksgiving, I chop up a whole bunch of onions, bell peppers, and celery, and I get them nice and sauteed ahead of time. All right, because I use the onion, celery, and bell pepper for a couple different things. And one of the things that I use this for is for my, of course, my dressing. And then the next thing that I use it for is my giblet gravy. So then when I'm getting ready to make those things, I'll already have it done, right? Okay, so I have my celery, onions, and bell pepper. Just going to set on the plate and it's done. That's done and out the way. So when we need it, we'll have it done. And then my whole reason for making this broth is because tonight I'm not making a Thanksgiving turkey, right? So the reason why I'm telling you this is because if I was making the turkey, I wouldn't need the broth, because you know how when you cook your turkey, you get that beautiful broth down in the bottom of your turkey dish. I usually take that juice and use it for my dressing, right? But since I'm not making a turkey today, I don't have that turkey juice, I'm making my own broth. So this is how you would do this if you're not making a turkey. All right, so what we're doing is we're extracting the flavors from the smoked turkey. All right, and we're making our own thing here. Like I said, because what I'll do, my dressing is always the last thing that I cook, because once that turkey's done, then I'll take all that juice and I'll dip it up into a dish, and then I'll pour it right on top of my dressing, guys, and it is the best. You hear me? But this is next best if you're not making that turkey. Oh yeah, because this right here, to die for. You hear me? All right. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the video on pause. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make up my cornbread. You can make your cornbread the night before, because you want your cornbread to be nice and dry, and let it sit out uncovered so that it can dry out. Or if you don't make it the night before, like I haven't done today, I'm going to cook it, but I'm going to cook it a little bit longer so that it can get nice and dry. And then I'm going to let it sit for a while uncovered so that it can be nice and dry, all right? I'll be right back when my cornbread is done, and I'll show you the next step that we're going to do. Okay, everyone, my cornbread has came out the oven, and like I said, what I did was I let it cook a little longer so that it can be nice and dry for me. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to chop up squares. This is my pan. This is a very old pan that I absolutely love, and I use this pan only for cornbread. So this is my cornbread pan that I choose to use. So see how I'm just going to do squares. This is going to cool down while my broth continues to cook. And we are going to have one beautiful dressing. I cannot wait to eat this dressing. Tonight I figure I'm going to go ahead, since I'm making dressing, and I'm going to do a video showing you all how to make homemade cranberry sauce. So tonight we're going to have dressing, homemade cranberry sauce, and I'm just going to fry up some chicken wings. That'll be our dinner for tonight. I wanted to tell you guys something about the holiday. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. So now, even though I cook my turkey, I always take the giblets, you know, the innards, and I always take the turkey neck and I boil it off just like I'm doing this here. And what I do with that turkey neck, I take the turkey neck and I pull it apart and I chop up some of those giblets and I throw some of the turkey necks and the giblets in my gravy and some of the turkey necks and giblets in my dressing. Now, if you don't prefer the giblets, hey, leave them out, no problem there, right? But I let those turkey necks boil until they just fall right off the bone. And it leaves you with the same broth. So tasty. I'm going to give this broth a taste. My house smells like Thanksgiving right now. Look at this, guys. Isn't that beautiful? I got to taste this. If this doesn't remind me of the holidays, I don't know what does. Woo, it tastes so good. So, let me give you an idea of what this is looking like. See how we're seeing more of the bone here? That's because this is getting done. It's getting nice and done. Once it's all the way done, let me show you this other one where I cut the scores in it. When this is all the way done, we'll pull all the meat off the bone and take that skin off. Okay, and that's that meat that's going to go right into our dressing. Look at that, guys. All right, but it has a little while to go. All right, we're going to let this cool down. And then there's one ingredient that I meant to show you, and I'm so glad that I remembered and didn't forget to leave it out. Okay, so we're going to need 3 eggs during this cooking process also. Okay, but I have those in the refrigerator. That's how I forgot to tell you, but I'm glad I remembered. So now, here's what we're going to do. Let's set this aside so it can cool down. I have a pan here that I've oiled. And my purpose for oiling the pan is because I like for my dressing around the corners here to be nice and crispy. It's kind of like a buttery taste, and it gets nice and crispy right there where it bakes. So that's why I like to oil. You can use butter or oil. I use oil today. What I want to do, let's go ahead and start mixing up some of our dressing. All right. There's one bag. I always like to do, now there is times that I like to do just strictly cornbread dressing or strictly bread dressing, but when it's the holidays, guys, I mix it both, and it's the best thing you've ever tasted. Okay, so I have 2 bags of the croutons, and what I want to do at this point is I want to go ahead and season up my croutons, all right? Season them just like you're seasoning up a big piece of meat, guys. That right there is onion powder, all right? This right here is parsley flakes. For you all that know me, you know I love parsley flakes. I don't make anything without parsley flakes. Somebody was talking about me the other day, and they were saying, if it doesn't have parsley flakes in it, Gina didn't make it. And I thought it was so funny, because it's true. They must know me well. All right, and so this is garlic powder. I want a nice amount in there. There you go. Let's put us some black pepper in. And when you're making dressing, and it's the holiday, you always, that was black pepper, want to use you some ground sage. If you don't have ground sage, you can use poultry seasoning. I love to use poultry seasoning for the holidays, especially for dressing. But like I said, if you don't have one, use the other. Ground sage, put you some in there. Not too much, but just enough to taste. And if you guys say, how much is too much? Just put a little bit on there. Just like so. All right? And I'd like to put me a little bit of Maggi pollo. If you guys don't have Maggi pollo, don't freak out, because you don't need it. I just love Maggi pollo. All right? Just like that. All right? So now, we're going to continue. We're going to let that cornbread over there cool down. Let this meat continue to cook in the broth until it's nice and tender. I'll be back after this video is done. I'm going to show you all how to make homemade cranberry sauce. All right, so I'll be doing 2 videos for you all tonight. I'll be right back. Okay, everyone, let me show you. These smoked turkey wings are done. Now, they have cooked for almost 2 hours, but I was able to edit out all of that time by pressing pause and things like that. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take all of this gorgeous meat off of this bone and get rid of the skin, and then I'll come back and show you how to mix up this bad boy. Be right back. And all you really need to do when you want to take that meat off of the bone, we're just going to take 2 forks like this and just do this motion, and it'll shred right off. Be right back. Okay, everyone, here is my smoked turkey wings off of the bone. They fell right off the bone. All I needed was a fork, and I just pulled it and it just started, and then I took a knife. I just chopped it up a little bit. Let's put all of that in there. Now that's 2 turkey wings. All right, and remember I seasoned the croutons. All right, and what we'll do is we will come back and taste and keep tasting to see, because if we need more seasoning, we can put more seasoning in. All right, now also my cornbread has cooled down, so what we're going to do at this point, I'm going to go ahead. I'm eating a piece of that turkey, guys. It is so good. And I'm just going to kind of break it up a little. Just like this. Nothing hard. It's okay if the squares break up. Hey, no problem there. We've let this cool down. All right, and we're going to mix it right on into our croutons, our seasoning, and our turkey. Here's where the love happens, guys. And it happens so quickly. I cannot wait to eat this. Dang, I dropped a piece onto the floor. All right, here we go. I don't want to overflow this. All right, let me take a little bit out because I want to be able to mix it, right? Okay, so we got our cornbread, crouton, seasoning, and turkey. I got some sunlight coming through my kitchen window. Do I have a good view? Let's see. Let me close my kitchen curtain a little bit so that I can prevent some of that sunlight. There we go. All right, now what I want to do, where's my rubber spatula? I want to go in with my 2 cream of chicken. Get that in there just like so. Get all that goodness out of there. This is such an easy, fun recipe. Everyone loves dressing, but this recipe right here blows minds. You hear me? I love blowing people's mind. And they're like eating it and tasting it like, oh my gosh, this is so different from the others. And it is. It's so different because we got cornbread and we got croutons. Like I totally twisted it up. I like to twist the brain a little bit. If that makes any sense, but I really do. All right, there's that. Beautiful. And then what I'm going to have to do, guys, my hands are impeccably clean. I will go in with my hands and mix it because I find that when you use a spoon, you just can't get down in there like you want to. You know what I mean? So sometimes you do have to use your hands. Your hands are a great utensil in the kitchen. All right, so here's what I want to do. We're going to go ahead, put our celery in. I'm going to put half in, and then I'm going to mix it, right? And then I'm going to put the other half in after we get it mixed up, okay? So that these vegetables can be distributed evenly. All right? So, I'm going to rewash my hands right now. Take my bling off. And I'm going to go right on in there and mix this up. And then, I'm not going to forget to put my eggs in. But I'm going to want to taste the seasoning before I put the eggs in. All right? So, let's put the eggs right there. I'm going to start to go in and mix. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Okay, everyone, let's dig in. So what you want to do, you want to grab from the bottom to the top and push the top to the bottom. It can be done. And I wish, honestly, I should have put this into a big bowl and then distribute it to my pan. But hey, it's okay. Things happen and you just work it out, right? That's how you do it life. Things happen and you work it out, right? So we're going to work this down in there, just like so. Look at this. So simple. Just grab it, push the top to the bottom and the bottom to the top. Oh, yeah. Now this right here, this is therapy. Ooh, I am so excited for this. Who doesn't love holiday dressing? Now, if you wanted to, I've made dressing with cranberries in it. I've made dressing with Bob Evans breakfast sausage and put that in there, guys. Oh my goodness. And you, woo, when you taste it with sausage, oh my goodness. It's really taking it to another level. But also, like I said, put you some cranberries in there if you want some color. Or you could put you some red bell peppers in there if you're looking for, you know, some color. All right. I'm going to wash my hands really quickly. And then I'm going to get some broth down in here. Okay. So give me just a second. And I'm going to show you the texture that we're looking for. Let me wash my hands. Because you don't want it to be too smushy, but you want it to be wet enough. All right, you all know what I'm talking about. So, I'll show you, because if you make it too smushy, it won't really turn out the way you want it. But, I'm going to show you what we're going to do and how we're going to achieve that. Over here is our beautiful broth. And what I've done, there's some, let's see, there's still a few vegetables in here, but I've tried to take out most of them. See this here? But if there's some onions in there, it's okay, because those onions will disintegrate, right? So we've taken out the big pieces. But we're going to go ahead, come on over here, put this beautiful broth down in here, okay? If you guys say, how much, Gina, how much? It's not, it's just kind of, you just kind of eyeball it. I cannot really tell you. I cannot really tell you. All you can do at this point is just like watch the video and see the texture that comes out after we get all of the broth in that we want and get our eggs mixed in. All right? There's so much meat in here, guys. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait to eat this tonight with those fried chicken wings and that cranberry sauce. Ooh, ooh-wee. All right. Now we're going to go in and we're going to put the rest of our celery, onions, and bell peppers. I am making a mess today, but it's okay, guys. I'm making some good food. All right. Just like so. All right, let's get us some more broth in. And I might use all of this broth. We'll just see. Okay? Because what will happen, once you pour that broth in, it soaks up. Like, this is a lot of bread. This is a lot of cornbread and a lot of croutons, and it just soaks it right up. Look down in there. See that? But it'll be soaking up. Trust me. Boy, does my house smell so good from top to bottom, from the basement to upstairs. Woo, look at that meat in there, guys. I am so ready for the holiday. Thanksgiving. Honestly, Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. I got engaged to my husband on Thanksgiving in 97. In 97, yes, we got engaged Thanksgiving evening, and my husband, he got down on one knee and he asked me to marry him after he ate. So that means that food was daggone good. You hear me? And I was just like, I'm 41. And so I was so young, but I've always known how to cook. I've been cooking since I was 9, basically. And I have, cooking is my passion. And I must have put my foot in it, guys. And he got down on that knee and he said, will you marry me? And I'm thinking, oh my gosh. Like, and I'm so happy. My husband is the best. And when we have Thanksgiving at this house, guys, I mean, we celebrate. You hear me? We celebrate, we party, we spend time together, and we just love all over each other on Thanksgiving. It's kind of like an anniversary. You know, even though we've got married and been together all of that time, but we make sure we have such a great Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. Now, what I want to do before we put our eggs in. Now, you can see how it's trying to, let me see, I want to show you something. You can see how it's kind of getting mushy a little bit. See that? But it still has some texture to it. That's what we're looking for. Oops, daggone it. There went another mess. But see how it still has some texture? But it's starting to get mushy. That right there, that's what I'm wanting. What I'm going to do, I'm going to taste it. See what the seasoning tastes like before I put those eggs in. All right, so I'm going to give that a taste. Look at that, guys. Taste that right there. Guys, seriously, I really got a taste of all of the vegetables. I got a big chunk of meat. I got some cornbread and those croutons. This is so good. Oh my goodness. I can eat it right now. Man. I'm going to put some more seasoning. Boy. And that flavor, that's just parsley, guys. That flavor is coming from that beautiful broth that we made. Now, in we go with a little bit of garlic powder. All right. I want my family to have flavor when they taste this. A little bit of ground sage, just a little bit, not too much. Onion powder. Tiny bit of Maggi pollo. That's a tiny bit, that's good. All right, now, let's go ahead. I want to beat up. I'll go ahead and use this, my big fork. And I'm going to beat up these 3 eggs. You only need 3. If I would make one smaller than this, I would probably just use 1 large egg. And what it does, it helps to bind this a little bit. There we go. Put that in just like so. All right. Now, I'm going to go in and mix this up a little bit, and then I'm going to show you one of my secrets. Where did I put it at? I had some butter, guys, that I had melted. Because I like to put melted butter on top of my dressing. Because what the melted butter does is it helps to make a beautiful golden brown crust on top of your dressing. But I don't know where the heck I put it. Like when I had the video, I had the video on pause Maybe I left it in the microwave. I melted the butter, and now I can't find it. It's probably in the microwave. Leave it to me, it probably still is in there. I never took it out. All right. And you guys say, how much butter? It's just about, let me see, about 5 tablespoons of melted butter, I should say. Just enough to drizzle right on top. So what I'm doing at this point is I'm getting it nice and well incorporated, the egg, all right? Just like so. Look at all of those chunks of meat. Now, if you all make the dressing, right, and you decide to put the Bob Evans breakfast sausage in there, what you want to do is you want to get that round roll like this. And don't put it in raw, okay? Make sure you saute it off, just like you would brown hamburger, right? And then you drain, of course, you drain the oil off, okay? And then if you want to put cranberries in it, put your cranberries in a little bit of water to help, to help them get nice and plumpy, right? Kind of rehydrate them a little bit, and they'll be so plump when they go in here and when you taste them. That's what I like to do with raisins when I use them. All right, what I'm going to do, I just want to go in with a little, hold on one second, guys. I just want to go in with a little tiny bit of more broth. Just a little bit more, not too much. I ain't going to get too crazy with the broth. Just pour a little bit on, and then we'll pour our, and look how much I've used, guys. See that? And anything that's left of this broth, I'm going to put that broth, if I have some left. Hey, I will put it in a ice cube dish and then freeze it up. And then once it freezes, I'll pop the broth cubes out of the ice cube dish, right? And then put them in the freezer bag. And when I need to flavor something up with chicken broth, hey, I'll throw me some of my frozen chicken broth cubes in my dish. I love to do that. It's a great way to have broth at hand. Just freeze it up, like I said, in your ice tray. Once it freezes, take it out of your ice cube tray, put it in the freezer bag when you need it. Hey, pop as many as you need out. All right, this is what we want. Let me show you the consistency. I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you. Look at that, guys. All right, let me pick it up. See that? That's the consistency. Now, every single thing in here is cooked. All right, so all we're wanting to do, well, I mean, except for your eggs, but you know, these eggs aren't going to take any time. What we're going to do, let's pour. Let me put it how I want it. And I don't want to smooth it out. You know, I don't want to do like this, okay? I want to keep mine this way, okay? I always do. I don't know why, but I just like to, all right? So you can get those crispy bits on top. And then that middle will be so nice and fluffy like a pillow. All right, beautiful. All right. Now, I'm going to go in with some oh, man, it tastes so good. You hear me? Take some parsley, because I'm a parsley fanatic. Put that on there just because it's beautiful. Now, let's hope, in hopes that I can find my butter. I have my oven preheated to 350. I'm looking in the microwave. Okay, the butter is in the microwave. Thank the good Lord. So I've melted my butter. It's in a ramekin here. I'm just going to drizzle. Just going to drizzle a little bit all over. I'm not going to mix it in. Don't mix it in. Because it'll seep down on its own. But what this will do, like I said, this will give you that nice brown look that we're looking for. But when you, all right, when you put this in the oven, make sure you have used some Reynolds wrap. Whoops, sorry guys. Aluminum foil. Make sure you have some. I'm going to cover this with aluminum foil. I'm going to cook it in the oven on 350 degrees. And when it comes out, I will show you or I'm sorry, when it comes out, I will tell you how long it cooked. All right, so make sure you seal it up well on the sides. I'll come back, I'll let you know how long it cooked, but what we're gonna do, and this is a trick here, we're gonna cook it. But the last 10-15 minutes, we're going to take that aluminum foil off so that it can get nice and brown. Right now, we kind of want it to steam a little bit, get that egg to cooking down in there, get everything nice and warm back up. And then last 10-15 minutes, take this bad boy off. All right, let it get nice and brown. And I have this, I'm going to put it on the middle rack. I'll be back, everyone. Okay, everyone, I'm back. Now, our dressing has cooked for 40 minutes. I'm now taking the aluminum foil off, and I want to show you something. This is how I know that I was ready to take the aluminum foil off and get this bad boy nice and browned up. If you can see, let's see. I want you to look down in there, right there, at the side. Right there shows me that this is nice and set. See that? Nice and set the way I want it. See how that pulls apart like that? Perfect. That's what I'm wanting. Now, let's put this in the oven. We're going to get it nice and brown. When I take it out, I'll let you know how long it took to brown this up. I'll be right back and we'll give this a try. Be right back. Okay, everybody, I'm back. Now, I've browned the dressing. It took 15 minutes to get it nice and golden brown how I wanted it. Now, check this out, guys. Get a good look on this. Please forgive the noise in the background. I got my son next to me, and he's frying some chicken up, guys, so we can have with this dressing and this cranberry sauce, and I'm so excited. So if you hear that, it's just a chicken frying. All right, so now take a good look at this. Ooh-wee! That's that golden brown color that you want. This right here, oh yeah, I'm gonna take this corner right here, guys. Look at this. All right, I'm going right in, just like that. Ooh, I'm so excited. Oh my goodness. This is gonna go perfect with my chicken. All right, let me pull this out of here, just like so. Ooh, and see that crust? See that crust right about right there? Oh yeah, that's what you get when you butter or oil the side of the dish like we did. Oh my goodness, look at this, guys, and those big chunks. Look at that big chunk of that smoked turkey right there. That's what you want when you think of a holiday dressing. See that big chunk of that turkey in there? All those seasonings right there. You see all those seasonings. Oh, that's flavor right there. Let's give this a try. I'm going to let it cool down for about 5 minutes. We'll give it a try, and I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, I'm back. I had to run downstairs and let my husband taste this. And he tasted it, and he's like, oh my gosh, that is fire. That is what he said. Okay, let's give this a try. And you guys can have the first bite. Let me get a nice piece of turkey with this. Look at this, guys. Take that first bite right there. There you go. Right there. This right here is what you want for the holidays. This is the type of dressing that you want. This ain't no stovetop stuffing in here, guys. Not today. Take that bite right there. Look at that. Nice and crispy, fluffy and moist in the inside. And make sure you saute those vegetables, because you do not want to put raw vegetables in there and then your vegetables aren't done, or they have a raw taste to them. So you saute them, get them halfway cooked, and then they're perfect when this comes out. Look at that onion right there. You guys wanted this recipe? This is my recipe. This is my recipe. I know you all said, give me a cornbread recipe. Well, It has cornbread in it, and it has croutons. It is so delicious. You hear me? Put this right on the side of that holiday turkey. And cranberry sauce and green beans and sweet mashed potatoes. This is so good. Look at those vegetables right there. If you all enjoyed this video, hey, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. And click on that notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload one of these awesome videos. And as always, God bless. Have a great night. Thank you all for watching. Good night.